The bathroom is the most dangerous room in a home for an elderly adult. Slippery tiles, hard fixtures, high fall risk, yet it is precisely where the wearable monitor is most often absent, left on the vanity counter before bathing. Approximately 30% of wearable users discontinue the device within 6 months. The device is not a safety net. It is a false promise. The compliance-dependent wearable is a structurally broken architecture. Modern Wi-Fi, already present in every assisted living facility, every hospital-at-home deployment, every senior apartment, broadcasts signals that propagate through walls and furniture, reflect off the human body, and carry the fingerprint of every movement, every breath, every fall. The thesis of this paper is direct. The invisible guardian does not require the user's cooperation. The remote patient monitoring industry has spent a decade engineering around an unfalsifiable premise that an elderly individual will act as a responsible system administrator for their own health technology. The data does not support this premise. One study of personal emergency response system users found that 24% never wore the pendant at all. Only 14% achieved true 24-hour adherence. The device on the nightstand, while its owner cannot rise from the floor, is not a monitoring failure. It is a design failure. The compliance gap, the chasm between theoretical protection and the reality of daily non-use, is a structural defect in the active monitoring model that cannot be patched with better batteries or longer straps. Wi-Fi sensing begins with channel state information, the CSI matrix. Modern Wi-Fi uses orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, dividing the wireless channel into dozens of subcarriers. The CSI matrix describes signal propagation for each individual subcarrier. Where received signal strength gives a single noisy scalar, CSI gives a high-resolution tensor, amplitude and phase per subcarrier per antenna pair. A 3-antenna router with 56 subcarriers yields 168 simultaneous data streams. The sensitivity is extraordinary. At 5 GHz, the wavelength is approximately 6 centimeters. A person breathing displaces the chest wall 4 to 12 millimeters, a fraction of that wavelength. That displacement introduces a measurable phase shift governed by a single equation. Delta phi of t equals 2 pi times d of t divided by lambda. Every inhalation, every exhalation, written in the electromagnetic field. Macro movements generate Doppler frequency shifts. A fall, loss of balance, accelerating descent, abrupt impact, then immobility, creates a unique spectrogram signature when a short-time Fourier transform is applied to the CSI time series. The system reads the kinematic, not just the event. Veriprajna's architecture decodes this with a dual-branch transformer. The amplitude branch monitors gross motor events. The phase branch monitors micro-movements. An attention layer dynamically weights each branch. If the subject is sleeping, phase dominates. If walking, amplitude dominates. Domain adversarial neural networks adapt the model to each room's specific multipath environment, enabling a train once, deploy everywhere architecture essential for enterprise scale. The accuracy benchmarks from experimental deployment are clinically significant. Respiratory rate estimation achieves errors below 3.2 breaths per minute. More advanced deep learning models demonstrate correlation coefficients exceeding 0.92 with reference respiratory belts, the gold standard for medical respiratory monitoring. Fall detection sensitivity exceeds 97%, with context awareness that distinguishes a dangerous fall from a controlled action like sitting. The physics extends into non-line-of-sight sensing. Wi-Fi signals at 2.4 and 5 GHz penetrate drywall, wood, and glass. A single access point monitors through a closed bathroom door, covering precisely the zone where cameras are prohibited and wearables are most often absent. The IEEE 802.11bf standard, expected in 2025, formalizes this sensing capability across future chipsets. Every router becomes a standardized detector. The network becomes the guardian. For a nursing home operator managing 300 residents, the wearable model is a logistical and actuarial crisis. Thousands of pendants to charge, track, replace, and pair. A device left on a nightstand during the night shift creates liability the facility cannot insure away. The Wi-Fi sensing alternative is what this paper calls the zero hardware retrofit. The facility already possesses the infrastructure. A firmware update or edge software deployment converts the communication network into a safety network. No new capital expenditure, no battery change rotations, no missing devices, no compliance gap. This is not an incremental improvement. When the device is uncharged, the monitoring system is not just degraded, it is non-existent. That sentence ends the debate. Passive Wi-Fi sensing and deep AI is the architectural blueprint for the next generation of ambient assisted living. We believe the air around us is full of information. It is time to listen. Read the 20-page brief, approximately 28 minutes.